King of the Skill, Old School's first ever skilling focused event. You log into a special server and you have 24 hours as an Iron Man to gain as much XP in a skill or total levels as you can, with the winners being rewarded greatly for it in-game as well as in real life. As with a lot of things in life, not everything went according to plan, and what was supposed to be a fun competition turned into what I'd say is Old School's biggest witch hunt. Before I get started, a quick reminder that I've been doing bond giveaways in my clan chat. All you have to do to be eligible is just be in it when I'm online and hope RNG is on your side when I draw the winners. Anyway, let's get into the video. October 27th, 2017. Jagex announces an upcoming competition that they've named King of the Skill. It's on a few dedicated servers, and it's like the main game, except there's no grand exchange, everyone's an Iron Man, and it's all 10 times XP, including lamps and quest reward. Plus, you'll only be able to log in for a total of 24 hours during the month that it'll last. November 1st, 2017. The competition launches, along with a pretty decent list of terms and conditions. The main one being that you're not allowed to use multiple accounts to benefit another account in really any way. So the servers go up and players start competing. From the start, it's fairly obvious there's no actual additional restrictions to prevent players from breaking the competition rules. Even worse, there doesn't seem to be much in terms of monitoring software either. So the only way players would get caught breaking the rules is by other players calling them out, or a Jagex employee seeing it happen. Jagex provides a tip-off email to report people, but as you can guess, Reddit was on fire for the next month with complaints. Let's dive into this dumpster fire of sweat and tears, shall we? So first of all, you may be thinking, how does anyone cheat if they're all Iron Man accounts? You figured that'd knock out most of the opportunities, but you'd be surprised. First of all, a decent example is the wheels at Motherlode Mine. For anyone that's ever used Motherlode Mine, they'll notice that these things break fairly often. Upon repairing one, you'd normally get XP worth 1.5 times what your level is. So if you're level 30 smithing, you earn 45 XP. Keep in mind though, King of the Skill had 10 times rates. One player was accused of using 5 alts to scout worlds for broken wheels, and is even quoted with saying, "Rank 1 sends his regards, you are not allowed to train here." Ironically enough, he ended the competition at rank 2. He would just wait for the wheel to break on a world his alt was logged into, log in to fix it, and log out. It's pretty much as close to a zero-time method as you can get, so he was able to do this across the entire month. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, without much proof, this guy slipped right under the radar and wasn't actually disqualified. Next up, we have probably the biggest asshat of the competition. This guy spent seemingly most of it hopping around worlds and tagging the lava dragons people were fighting. Since everyone was an iron, nobody got the drop since hitting even once counts as another player helping you with the kill. However, this screenshot might make you feel a little bit better. Third, rank 1 construction probably cheated. I'm not going to go completely into it, but the guy who placed second ended up making a massive post as well as a 16-minute video about how rank 1 would have needed to catch a magpie or ninja imp every 20 to 25 seconds and play the rest of the competition perfectly with no mistakes. So again, as you guessed, there was no disqualification. Now, the cheating doesn't necessarily stop at alting. At one point, there was a Reddit post with over 2,000 upvotes accusing well-known PK clan Reign of Terror of DDoSing players who came close to whatever skills their clan members were attempting to win the top spot in. Now, there was no actual proof that it was Rot doing it, but given their past, it's not too far-fetched. Now, this is where the story gets really juicy. Once all the results were in, Jagex waited about 2 weeks to announce the actual winners, so they started going through and disqualifying players. In an ironic twist, a lot of the accused rule breakers slipped by, and legitimate players got disqualified. So a guy named Evan Abbey is rank 1 in Magic, and rank 1 and 2 in runecrafting, but he gets disqualified. Keep in mind this is just one person. You're allowed to play on multiple accounts, assuming they don't interact with each other in a way that really gives you any advantage. Anyway, the amount of XP he managed to gain in just 24 hours, even with the 10 times boost, seemed just astronomical. I believe it was around 24 million XP or something insane like that. He managed to do this by doing something nobody had ever done before. The Archaeus library in Zaya has a minigame where NPCs will ask you to find specific books. It was previously believed these books were placed at random for every player and you could ask other NPCs for help in finding them. In reality, Evan Abbey discovered that the library had a formula. Based on where certain books were placed, you could discover exactly where the rest were located. You would just have to find a couple of them. Every rotation would last about an hour, so as a result, Evan Abbey coded a program where you could mark where certain books are, and it would then use the formula to tell you where the rest are. This guy solved the library, and is the main reason that a plugin exists in RuneLite that does the same thing for you. Chances are, if you've ever had to get favor for the Arceus house, you've used this plugin, and it has saved you potentially hours of time. If you think about it, this guy was so smart that Jagex disqualified him because they didn't believe he could get XP rates that high. That is just what's absolutely mind-blowing to me, that he was just so far ahead that they needed to disqualify him because they just couldn't figure out how he did it. Luckily though, he was later requalified, but maybe didn't get the attention he deserved. Because it was after winners were announced, he technically tied with first place, and the news post does reflect this. Unfortunately, the guy he tied with was also accused of using alts to scout steel plate bodies in a lava maze, seeing if they had spawned or not, logging in on his main to alch them, and logging out. So in conclusion, King of the Skill was an amazing concept, but without proper enforcement, it was essentially just a big witch hunt. So many players got disqualified even though they weren't cheating, and others managed to slip through the systems fairly easily. Personally, I'd love to see it return eventually, maybe with some more restrictions in place, but chances are Leagues has taken its place. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about this down below. Would you be interested in another King of the Skill, or are you satisfied with what Jagex is doing with Leagues? Anyway, I will hopefully see you in the next video.